Welcome, everyone. My name is Lynn Walker. I'm the Training and Systems Manager here at Travel2 and Islands in the Sun, and we are super excited to show you Tango. Tango is the name of our online review and booking tool for travel advisors only. And with Tango, you can use it to review bookings that we've made for you or quotes over the phone or via email. In Tango, you can make or change quotes at your convenience, whether that's daytime, nighttime, on a Sunday. You can look up the price of a day tour. You can do things like add transfers or upgrade from a shared transfer to a private car transfer, and so much more. Okay, so I want to show you now Tango. All right, so now Tango's on your screen. When you sign up to start using Tango, you'll be given the URL address, and your username will be your agency's IATA number, and we'll give you a password. So we'll go ahead and sign in here. All right, and with Tango, you can see that there's information on the right-hand side, and that is existing quotes or bookings that you have with us. And you can scroll up and scroll down to see the various quotes or bookings that you have. If you'd like, you can type in the quote number and then click on View Details. Also, you'll notice down here that there's a spot for an agent reference number. So if you have a number that you use in one of your systems at your office, you can attach that to our booking, and then you can use that reference number to search for your booking. Okay, and I'll show you how to add that to the quote or booking a little later. All right, then on the left-hand side, you can see that it's defaulted to start to search for hotels. You can also search for transfers or cars or activities, sightseeing tours, for example. This package button that's here, I'll show you that a little bit later, but that's how you can book, for example, Australian Tennis Open tennis tickets or other events or shows. All right, but for the most part, you'll be starting your quote by looking for a hotel. So let's do that. You'll notice that there's two icons here. One's Travel2, one's Islands in the Sun. And you select whichever brand you want to show in your client's documents. Then you can click on the start date for the check-in at the hotel. And maybe you have some honeymooners that want to travel in maybe May, and they travel, their check-in date is going to be the 14th of May, and their checkout date is maybe the 19th of May. Okay, and that's 5 nights, and maybe they're going to Bora Bora, and you start to type Bora Bora. It operates based on airport codes, but maybe you don't know all the airport codes, so you type in the name, and then it will bring up the list. Another option that you have is this magnifying glass that's here, and from there you can choose the different countries and click on those, and it'll show the cities where we have product available. Okay, so say we want 1 room and 2 adults here and no children. Like we said, it's their honeymoon. So let's search for the hotels. This will process it, and it's pulled up a map on the right-hand side, and it's pulled up the various hotel choices. And as you can see, that there's pictures of the various resorts that are here. Okay. Sometimes with, for example, Sydney and Melbourne, it might take a little while for the map information to display and the various hotel choices that we have. If that takes a little too long for you, there's a way that you can speed up the search, which I'll show you a little later. Okay, so the maps that are here, you can hover over the resorts that are on the map, and it'll show you which hotels are there. You can click on those, and it'll zoom in. And maybe our clients are interested in the Sofitel Hotel, Bora Bora. So we'll go ahead and display that one. You'll notice that there's pictures that are here that you can look at. If you want to add pictures to your client's quote, You won't be able to do it from this area, but there's another area where you can save the picture and copy and paste it basically onto your quote that you give to your client. Okay. If you want more details on the hotel, you can open up the details about the resort, and you can see all the information that's there. It has check-in and check-out times that are here. If you click on facilities, it will show all the facilities that are at that particular hotel, how many restaurants they have, and whether they have a spa or not. Okay, quite a bit of information that's there. You can click on the specials, and that will show the various specials that we have at that hotel. Okay, so say the clients were interested in the Superior Beach Bungalow room type. And there's quite a few choices that are here. And which one to pick would be the question. So this first one that's displayed here is a year-round special that's a 5 to 7 night combo. If you hover over this includes button, it will say that it's valid when combining the certain number of nights, and then you have to combine it with another property, and it'll list that property. So maybe we're only going to Bora Bora, so we would not want to sell that special because that wouldn't be correct. So let's say we're going with this one that's further below. So this is a 5-night minimum special, and it's good for the whole contracted period, and it's a discounted rate because we have 5 or 6 or 7 consecutive nights and includes daily breakfast. All right, so let's go with that one. For some of the hotels in our system, you can click on the RQ or AV, request or available, and it will display a calendar that's here. And it will say that the room is available the 14th, 15th, and 16th, but it would be on request for the other nights that we had wanted. And maybe you can then make a change to different dates if it were not available. Okay, but the question mark means that it's on request, and we would send a message when it became a booking. All right, we'll close that screen. Say this is the offer that we want to go with, but say the client wants more details about the room. We can click on Show Details, and further below here, it will show how many people fit in the room and the size of the room and where it's located and what inclusions, whether they have a mini bar, etc., what type of bedding they would have in the room, and whether it's non-smoking. And you get the idea. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go ahead with this one. So we'll go ahead and select for this year-round rate that's 5 to 7 nights. And it processes that. Notice that we have an option for an early check-in. You can see the price that's here, $2,560 currently. And if we click on early check-in, we will recalculate the price, and the price has gone up based on having one extra night added to the reservation. You can also click on the extra night for late checkout if you want to do that, or if the clients want both breakfast, so full breakfast is included automatically, but if they want to upgrade and have breakfast and dinner, we can click on that, and then that will change the price as well. So the price is then changed to the price you see here on the screen. Okay, let's notice that there's some terms and conditions that you have to review that are here. And it looks like there's renovations going on at the hotel. So you'd want to advise the customers about that and make sure that that's what they want. And you'd want to look through the rest of the information that's here and make sure that you're selling the right product. All right, and once you're satisfied with that, then you can click that you agree to the terms and conditions and then click on Continue. Okay, and then that's added the accommodation on the left-hand side of the screen, and it has the total here under the financial details. Now the system is ready to add a transfer if that's what you're wanting, and it assumes that it's a return or round-trip transfer, and it assumes it's the check-in and check-out dates, or the dates you want the transfer from. Okay, we need to add Bora Bora because going to arrive in at the Bora Bora Airport, and then we can click on Search Transfers here. Okay. Notice that there are a lot of transfers to choose from here. So you can refine the search. So we can click on that. And it was the Sofitel that we had. And there are a couple of choices here, but it's this one. And we'll go ahead and click on that. If we need to read the product information, we can click on that, and that will bring up the details for us. Okay, and here's the information that will appear on the itinerary. Okay, we can close that. And we'll go ahead and select this. And for the departures, that's going to be on the right-hand side on the 19th of May. And we want to refine the search there as well. And pick the Sofitel. So this time it's going to be from the hotel back to the airport. Okay, and we'll go ahead and click on that. And now there's conditions that you need to read. Okay, and once you've read that, then you can click on the fact that you accept the terms and conditions and click on Continue. All right, and then on the left-hand side, we can see the itinerary that we're building, and it has an arrival transfer from the airport, and it has the hotel, and it has the prices that are there, and it has the departure transfer on the 19th of May. And it has the total price that's here, the $4,616. All right, so say we wanted to add an activity. Maybe we want to do some swimming with the sharks and the stingrays in Bora Bora, which is a really popular activity. We'll do that. Let's show you one thing here, though. If I click on Change Rooming, so say the wife, in this case, doesn't want to do the snorkeling, we can just click on the first adult, which is the husband, and drag him in to this and apply that. And so what that's going to do is that's going to price this and only book it when we make it a booking for one adult. Okay, we're going to search the activities, and we need to pick a date here. So let's say that is for the 16th of May. Okay, and now we can search the activities. It will pull up a long list of activities that can be chosen from. It's quite a few, so let's refine the search here as well. We can click on Category, and we can just select the sightseeing tours. And then that's narrowed the list a little bit. And say we want to go with maybe the Moana Adventures Shark and Ray snorkeling. We notice that that's at 9 a.m., 2.5 hours, and it is most days of the week. And we notice that's on request. Okay, so that's brought the information on the right-hand side of the screen. We can click here on product information. We can click on the information that will go on the itinerary. And that's here and shows all the details. We can close that. And if this is what the client wants, then we'll go ahead and select that to add it to the itinerary. Okay, one thing to be careful with Tahiti, there are other sightseeing tours that, for example, if we click on this one and click on product information, we'll notice that this one is loaded for pickups at these certain hotels. So if the clients were staying at one of these properties, then we would need to pick this option, which is more expensive. Okay, since our clients are not staying at one of those hotels, we can select the original one that we were looking at. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add that to the itinerary, and we'll view the information, the booking remarks that are here. And again, it talks about if the clients are staying at one of these hotels that are listed. We read all the information, and we click that we accept the conditions, and we continue. And then that's added the sightseeing tour to the client's itinerary. Okay, so we've got that here. So you might want to now send this out to the client. And there's several ways that you can do that. First of all, let's click that we'll save this as a quote for later. And we need to add in the client's details. And we'll put his last name here, Smith, and say his first name is John. Okay, and we'll save that. Okay, and that's processing. Notice it's given this a quote or reference number. So if you were to call into our reservation center and give them that reference number, they can view that quote number as well. All right. So now as far as providing something to your client, you have several options. There's this printer icon that's here. You can click on that, and that will show your itinerary that's here. Okay, got the full itinerary. If you want to save this to your system, you could do a right mouse click and save as. Okay, you can close that. Also, another option is under this documentation section that's on the right-hand side here. So we'll click that. And some of the choices are listed here. You can select any of these that are mentioned here. You can click on further itinerary details and generate that. Okay, and this gives a price breakdown, and it has all the components that are on here. And you can do the same thing. You can click on Save As and save it to your system. Okay, so that's a couple of the options. If you want to present the client an itinerary that has some pictures of the hotel, then you can click on the hotel itself, and notice that expands the information. You can click on Hotel Information, and then it shows the pictures that are here. And you can copy the image and paste it onto something that you send out from your office. Or you can also print the entire information that's here with the details about the hotel. Okay, so that's some of the options that you have. Close that. Notice here there's an agent advice document, but unless you've prearranged for us to load your email address into our system, you could click on request, but the quote won't come to you. It'll come to our reservation staff. Okay, so if you wanted to use that function, you'd have to prearrange with us and provide your email address. Okay, at the bottom on the right-hand side here, there's an agent reference, and you can fill in the agent reference number, and then that will be added, and you can then pull that up on the front screen by your own office reference number. Okay, notice under the financial detail, if I expand that area, it's going to show the total that's on here. So $4,705. It shows the commission, and it shows the net amount that's due. If this were a booking, and if it was land only, you could click on Make a Payment and then charge the client's credit card here. If it were a third-party credit card, you'd have to call us with that credit card. The credit card form has to be filled out for that. And let me stress again, if there's any error in the booking, that payment has to be called into the reservation center. Okay, so the payments that you can charge here through Tango are only for land-only bookings. All right. If the passengers, for example, Mr. Smith had that sightseeing tour included, it will show the breakdown of his price compared to his wife, who didn't have that sightseeing tour. Okay. And you can also click on commission details, and that will show you the total commission. Okay. Perhaps you have the clients at your desk, and you don't want them to see any of the prices or any of your commission. On this menu with the white stripes that's up here in the left-hand corner, you can click on that and then click on Client View. And if you click on that, you'll notice that only the grand total price shows here. It doesn't, you can't go into the financial details, and it doesn't show the prices that were in the middle of the screen here before. Okay. You can also click on passenger details, and that will show you all of the passengers, the names that we have on the quote or the booking. Okay. You can also send us a message if you wanted to let us know that for a tour that included meals, maybe one of the clients is vegetarian, and you wanted to send us a message about that. You can click on Compose Message, and then type out your message, and then add it. Okay, and that will get sent to us, and then we will respond back in your booking that we've taken the action that was requested. Okay, and that message would show in this message area. Okay. Now, on the left-hand side is the itinerary that we built, and it shows the check-in and check-out dates and check-out times. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a blue box called Primary and a gray box called Alternate. And you might ask, what is that? You can click on the button, and it will give you an explanation of what it is. And you might have some customers that are interested in maybe multiple quotes, 3 or 4 different hotels or different room types. So you can do that in the same quote. You just have to make one of the hotel rooms the primary choice, and then the other choices can be the alternates. You can have more than one. Okay, and it will only be the primary that shows in the grand total price. Okay. Also, from on the bottom, you could modify the hotel. You could change the dates or things like that. Or if you wanted to, you could delete the hotel, or you could check the cancellation policy that's here. If we click on the sightseeing tour that's here, you can click on the activity information, and that brings up all the details about the activity. And maybe you wanted to copy and paste the details to go on a quote that you present to the clients. That's one option that you have from here. Okay, so we've saved this itinerary. If you were going to book this, you would click on Book. Go ahead and book this itinerary now. I'm going to do that just to show you one thing that's very important here. So I've clicked on that, and it says itinerary comments and/or documentation flag are required. And it's made this transfer a slight pink area. So what the computer is wanting is for us to advise the flight, arrival, or departure details for transfers. Okay, so please note that that information is mandatory. And when you add that information, that's how the supplier gets the details and knows what flight and what time to meet the clients. So under this comments area, there's this add button. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And notice the default wording appears here. And notice that supplier messages, passenger documentation, and invoice are all checked. But you should never uncheck the supplier messages. Otherwise, that information won't go to the supplier, and they won't know when to meet the clients. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is change this information so it just has the flight information. So I'm going to say guests arrive on flight, and maybe it's VT flight 231, I'm making that up, and that's 10 o'clock in the morning that they're going to arrive. Okay, so then I can click on Done here that I've added that, and I would do the same to the departure transfer. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to our main menu. We can click on the Home button. Okay, and now we're back at the Home button. There are a couple of things that you can do from the main menu. I call it the hamburger menu. Kind of looks like a hamburger up in the left-hand corner. So under Consultant, you can adjust your preferences. So when I first displayed the Bora Bora map and the hotel pictures, if you're finding that that's taking too long to load that information, you can come in here to your user preferences and you can change this. And you can show the compact hotel availability, and you can hide the hotel thumbnails, which are the pictures. And then you can save your preferences. And that sometimes will speed up the loading. You can always, it'll show the map, but it won't have any pictures on it. So if you did want to see where the hotels are located on the map, you can click on that, and then the information will populate. Some of the other information that's here under the hamburger menu, you would have an option to change your password if you wanted to do that. You click fill in your current password, and then you choose your new password, and you click on save. And then the client view, which I mentioned already. And if you are the administrator of your agency, then you would have an option to add or delete users from your office. Okay. All right. A couple of other things that I want to mention. It's best to use Google Chrome for Tango. And the Australian Open tennis tickets, let's show you that. So say you wanted a show in Sydney, for example, or some tennis tickets in Melbourne, you can book that under the package. So I'll show you how to do that. So we'll select on Travel2, we'll select a date here, and the tennis is always in January. So we'll go ahead and select January 15th, and we'll select Melbourne as our city. We will click on the package code search, click on the multi-destination, and then events. Okay, we want 1 room, 2 adults, and no children. We'll start the package. So that will process. And then it says that the departure city that's entered here has to be where the event is being held. And we picked Melbourne, and that's correct. So we're going to acknowledge that and continue. We're going to select the country, so that's Australia. Notice the different events that are here, some different shows. But the Australian Tennis Open is what I'm going to show you here. So I'll click on continue. All right, and then this says some information about the tennis, that a hospitality package is required. It's compulsory with category 1 and 2, and that the tickets are instant purchase and non-refundable. Down here, it's wanting us to select the day, so day 1 or day 2. So that's going to be the 15th of January. I'll click on continue. And then it has the different choices of tennis tickets, which are here. And maybe the clients are interested in the Rod Laver tennis, and that is category 3, and it doesn't need that hospitality package. It says that it's available and it has the price here. So we'll go ahead and click on continue. Okay, and it's got some information that's here, and we'll read that and we'll click on continue. Okay, and then it says again about the hospitality package, and we'll acknowledge that and click on continue. And now, since we selected a category 3, no hospitality package is required, and so we have to select that one. So I've selected that. I'm going to click on continue, and it's asking if we'd like another ticket, so we'll say no, that we don't. Click on continue, and we'll read the information that's here and continue. And now it's added that to our itinerary. It's asking if we want wheelchair accessible seating, and we don't in this case. Okay, and then this says that the tickets cannot be sold individually, then they must be booked with accommodation. And we acknowledge that and continue. And now we're going to go ahead and select a hotel in Melbourne. So say that's 3 nights. This is the package that we're building. And now it's pulling up the hotels that we have available in Melbourne with the information on the map. Okay. And if I wanted to see the map, I could click here, but because I changed my user preferences, it's not showing that. All right, so say we wanted the Mercure Albert Park. So we'll go with that hotel. And we'll go with a standard room. Do notice that there's two rates that are here for the standard room, both with the King, both with room only, RO, room only. This one is an instant purchase, and you can tell that by the coding that's here, instant purchase, whereas this one is a bar, or best unrestricted rate. Okay, both of these show that the room is available, and we'll go ahead and select the best available rate. Okay, so that's processing. And it's given us some details here that we read, and we click on continue. And now it's added that to our itinerary. Okay, and then we can save it. Okay, so that's basically how you sell a package which you might use for the tennis. Okay, so I'm not going to save that. I will return to my home page, and I can discard those changes, and that won't save it as a quote. If I wanted to save it as a quote, I'd have to click on that and then fill in one of the client's last names. Right? So let's display one of the past quotes that we've worked on, and I'll show you a few more things. So you would have the option to book now, and that's letting us know here that we need to fill in the comments for the transfers. When you click on book now, all that's required is a phone number, maybe a cell phone number for the client that would be then provided to the transfer companies, or you could fill in your office phone number. Okay, and then the client's title, first name, and last name. That's all that's required. Another option at the top here is to copy a quote, and you might use that if the clients wanted multiple quotes, one for a date in September and another one for May as an example for you. Okay. Let's see, I was going to show you a couple of other things. Sometimes in reservations, we offer you price protection, and you might ask, can I include price protection on the quotes that I build in Tango? Unfortunately not through Tango, but we can always add that to your quote that you make in Tango or your booking. So please just contact us in reservations, and we'll add that to your quote or booking. Okay. Airfare. Currently, we cannot book airfare in Tango, but you can view the quotes or bookings that we've made in reservations that have airfare. So you can see that information. You'll notice that we'll go back to the main menu. You can also sell vehicles. So you can sell a car rental, or there's a choice here for camper van, but that's currently not a function in Tango. So if you want a motorhome or camper van for your customers, contact us in reservations, and we'll make a quote for you or a booking that you can see in Tango for a camper van. But a car rental, you can go ahead and do a quote for that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So that is all of the information that I was going to show you. And in the end, I'll just give you the way to contact us so you can sign yourself up to start using Tango. All right. We do have Tango frequently asked questions and user guide, and that's the location where you can find that. You can also find it on our travel advisor portal for Travel2. If you have any questions, please contact your sales rep. And to sign up for Tango, we hope you're excited about starting to use it. So if you want to sign up to use Tango, then you can email us at salessupport@travel2-us.com. And thank you very much for your time.